Hi everyone, welcome to my UX experience, and today I'm with Hannah Lowe again. Hi Anna.
Hello.
Anna from Australia, so part two, and today we are going to dive into UX basketball experience. So last week we talked about 5 on 5, and
Yeah.
next week we will talk to mini tips. So let's get started. And my first questions: how did you get into UX basketball?
Um, I was actually at a national tournament for 5 on 5 under 20s. I'm gonna say it was start of 2020. No, maybe 2019. It was before the COVID thing,
Okay.
and Basketball Australia had reached out about being involved in some camps and getting a bit of a feel for it, and then also the opportunity to go to Malaysia came up for the Asia Cup. So I had a great little group, but we were all new to 3x3. I had to learn the rules myself like a couple of weeks prior to the tournament, because that's how much notice I was given. Like it was last minute for me. And then some of the players needed to learn the rules like when we met. So there was a sharp learning curve for us, and I scrambled to gain as much information as I could from people that had coached it before, just for any nuances that I thought would give me an edge. But I fell into it there, and then helped along the way in the lead up, probably more so to the Commonwealth Games than to Paris. Just again with camp selection camps and bits and pieces along the way. But 3x3 is new here. And so those were few and far between, with those girls all having 5 on 5 base jobs as well. But yeah, so I've just really dabbled, and then it just has only really ramped up in this last 12 months, to be honest, or 6 months.
Okay. And did you play UX basketball?
No, but I think I would have loved it, you know? I mean, I played pickup games as a kid, but I think I would have loved it.
And what do you love in UX basketball?
The intensity of it. So we played in Singapore, and my cousin had just moved there, and she played state level at home. And so she brought her kids down to watch the tournament with just that basketball background from probably 20 plus years prior. And she was blown away by the atmosphere, the pace, the excitement, the grit, the way the players approach it. Like it's fun for the spectator, and then as the coach, like finding the nuances that make it, you know, winning. What's the winning formula in this space? I've really enjoyed the challenge of all of that, but I'm really enjoying the. It's relentless. The players are offense to defense to offense to defense, and they have to make decisions that are strategic. It's not just a weight rooming exercise. I'm enjoying the challenge of the pace.
So if I make a mistake, tell me. You won the gold medal in 2019 with
Oh,
Australia
the Asia Cup. Yeah,
Asia
yep.
Cup. Sorry, Asia Cup.
Yep.
U18. So can you describe your experience with this team?
Not knowing what I was in for, I think some of these girls I met like the day before, like the day we were getting on the plane. So we had a miniature training camp. I'd only just 2 weeks prior really got my head around the rules at the time. I explained what we were going to do to our team. We went over there, and the tournament was in the top floor of a shopping center in Malaysia somewhere. Um, I don't know what I was expecting. Like, I don't know. I probably didn't have any expectation, but it didn't look like that. And it was fun. And you're by yourself. So it was just me and the girls. We didn't have a team manager or whatever. And I really enjoyed the challenge of trying to win in a space that, we had adversity just because we were new. But my team included names people would know in Shyla Heel and Georgia Amore, who are, have dabbled in the WNBA, but they were just kids at the time. But it was a sharp learning curve for all of us. They were probably 17, I think, at the time. But it was my first taste, and it was something that it probably made it easy for me to put my hand up to want to do it more, because of, it was the competitiveness again. I want to win.
Okay, thank you. And do you mind to repeat for someone didn't watch the first part your current role in the Suexu
Oh,
basketball,
sure.
please?
I'm the assistant with the Australian 3x3 program. So I'm working alongside Damon Lowry, who's the head coach of the women's program. And I assist him at the major events. So that's the Champions Cup, Asia Cup, World Cup this year, I think. And then I've been head coaching the women's series stops with the Australian girls this year.
And what is your favorite memory on Suexu?
The Champions Cup was my first. So that's my first senior women's Australian team coaching experience. And again, with my expectations, that's not that they were low. I didn't know what I was going to walk into, but the heat, the crowd, the atmosphere, like going through all of that for the first time is a big highlight for me. Ulaanbaatar winning the women's series there, and then experiencing the World Cup and watching the Mongolian girls and their journey in real time, wild. So I think the experience overall has been incredible this year. So picking out highlights is challenging, but I think the first time, you always remember your first.
Right.
And then also, being part of the World Cup and being able to literally just breathe it all day is probably next.
Okay. And your difficult or bad moment in Suexu?
No bad moments. But France was a sharp learning curve. So it's a really long trip from here to Marseille.
Yeah.
Like 22, 23 hours of travel. And then we started playing the next day, and we played and lost those two games on that first day. One of them by a point to Spain, who won the stop. So it's not a bad experience, but I was frustrated because, I'm still trying to figure out what my philosophy, where I'm going. And I was just, so I probably watched those games and the other teams play quite a few times, trying to figure out what am I trying to do here to be, what do we need to achieve to be successful? These teams, Canada, the Netherlands, they're figuring it out, and maybe they're better resource, maybe they're not, but I want to know what they're doing and work out where we fit. And so I think France was really frustrating, but probably the best thing that could have happened to me from all right, you need to figure this out point of view.
When you coach Suexu, what are the differences between coaching 5-on-5 and Suexu basketball for you?
Well, obviously the preparation is your key role in 3x3, whereas you get a bit more hands-on in the 5-on-5 thing. The subbing, there's more people sitting on your bench in a 5-on-5 game than there is on the court, whereas in a team of 4, there are no passengers. Everyone has a role. Everybody needs a break. Everyone's got to work together on that. And they kind of need to figure that out themselves too. So your role is about enabling and giving your team the confidence to execute whatever it is that you're trying to implement, but also confidence in, well, this isn't working. We need to solve it, and giving them the troubleshooting skills. Your group needs to be cohesive like that. Teams that can't communicate well will self-destruct out there. So you want to give them the tools to work through that as a group. Yep.
What is your role with the head coach?
I try and work ahead. So Damon will work on what's directly in front of us, and I'll work ahead on, you know, all of the teams we might cross paths with a little bit of film, a bit of background on how they play. You know, particularly at the moment, I feel like a lot of these rosters are a bit fluid, and so there are a few new faces. So just finding out more information about them, so we're not going in blind for each matchup. But so I do all that and then give that to him and the players as required. You know, often you'll do work on this trajectory and we end up going in a different way. So there's a whole bunch of scouts that no one ever sees, but I'm building a bit of a database that way. So it's good for my IQ, but it's basically about prep.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah, for sharing your 3x3 experience. And thank you for all for watching. And next week, Hannah will be explain tell us many tips. So thank you, and Hannah, take care and bye bye.
Thank you. See ya.